आज पूरा प्रोसीजर बता दीजिए, पूरा प्रोसीजर बता दीजिए आज।
हाँ वही करेंगे। मैं सबको मैं म्यूट कर देता हूँ और आपको चालू रखूंगा। आपको मैं को होस्ट बना देता हूँ ऐसे ही।
मनोज था। दिखाई दे रहा ना। इसमें अच्छा रहेगा ना, अच्छा रहेगा।
Very good.
4, 4, 6. 9, 2, 8, 4.
Sorry, I am not able to log in. थोड़ा सा कुछ हो गया है. Just 1 minute, give me. Something not sure. अच्छा, अभी मेरी आवाज ठीक आ रही है क्या? Sorry, थोड़ा सा मैं डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया था. Okay, fine, thanks. Okay, अभी हम लोग शुरू कर रहे हैं and मेरे को for newcomers actually क्या है, this is a 10-day course and this is today's explanation will be in English. So I have put this thing in many other groups, Hindi and Tamil people also, they can understand English. Today's this thing is totally it's just basic introduction to the course. I mean, for the next 2 weeks, I have to be out of town, in an area where I don't have any network even many times. So that's why the actual course will start only from what is the date? 27th. So you have a 1 week break for Holi, and then on 27th, by God's grace, I will start the first day of the course. So today's is just an introduction, and here I am going to give you certain small, feedback and other things like that. Just things of general interest for people to understand what all they may expect from this course, and immediately how those people who are already practicing, how they can immediately use it, even though they may not be using it for anything else, how they can use it to get divine blessings in many ways. And these are all experiences gained over a number of years. It's just basically my experience. I don't say it may be written anywhere and all. You may not find such corroboration, But the technique is extremely effective, and if you use it, it will be to overall, to upliftment of our entire personality. And this is again based on other people's feedback about me and about themselves. So we all know what is Prana Shakti, and in this course we use a shloka. I have not made it very structured. In other yoga classes, we start with a prayer, we sit in a particular posture, we start with a prayer, and it has to go in a certain clockwork fashion. Somehow, because I go by certain other calls, call of the divine, and I have seen that I have been guided by the divine in almost every day and every minute of my life in some way or the other. I don't claim to do any miracles, and I don't know any miracles, but I know that the miracle is happening in my life, and I know that it is easy for everybody to amass such miracles in your lives. So with this, I just normally start with a welcome, a blessing, divine blessings. I am only a mirror passing on the blessings of the divine, because I see that, oh, somebody has, okay, something is wrong now. Okay, fine. So I am just a mirror, and I feel that every moment of my life, I am very well guided by the divine. And so today, we are all meeting here for an introductory short session where I'll be giving you certain guidelines. So first we start. Divine blessings to A. Muttaya and family. Divine blessings to Chandrakant Sholankiji and family. Divine blessings to D.K. Pawagi and family. Divine blessings to Kuldeep Agarwal and family. Divine blessings to Madhvi and family. Divine blessings to Mahendra and Sarasivan and family. Divine blessings to Manoj Agarwal and family. Divine blessings to Neelima Kulkarni and family. Divine blessings to P.K. Padmanabhan and family. Divine blessings to Prem Prakashi, Alka Prakashi and family. Divine blessings to Ravindra Bharat and family. Divine blessings to Shanti Ravindra and family. And divine blessings to Snehal and family. Snehal Soni and family. Okay, so almost all of them, all of you are old comers, with the exception of Sri Muttaya, Sri Manoj Agarwal, and Sri Padmanabhan. These are the new people. So I welcome all the three of you. For today is an extra session for 10 more days of extreme divine experiences, and that will start on the 27th of this month by God's grace, by Prana Mata's blessings. So in this, as a result of this, what are the things we can do? And many of our team members have been experiencing it. First, from the feedback I received from a few ladies, it gives everybody extreme bliss, a very blissful, joyous feeling if you practice regularly. And this is, I am with you physically through Zoom for 10 days. But as you would have seen in the registration form, it is a 70-day journey. And actually, it is not a 70-day journey. It is a journey for life. It's a 70 plus, infinite. As long as we live, we can use this. We can use this technique to make our lives much, much meaningful, to make the lives of our friends and relatives meaningful, and so on. Then, this is one aspect. Then, normally I used to have this, I'm giving you my experience. I used to though I am from a so-called religious background. I say so-called because I don't follow it much. Rituals used to be a part of our lives. up to my grandfather's time, and maybe probably quite a bit of my father's time. But somehow even though I was trained in many rituals, somehow I felt the rituals were not much meaningful to me. So for me, visiting a temple, it's a very practical experience, I'm telling you. Visiting a temple, it never made much difference to me because I couldn't understand. I tell you that. I came up from a place of total non-belief, sort of. I was a rebellionist. I used to, everything that my father and mother would say, I would rebel against. And this was type of personality I was. And this again, Prana Mata's molding, so many divine forces have molded me into something different. From to a person who wants to, I always had one thing, I always want to help the other person all the time. And so I used to do that. That was my priority. Probably that's why Prana Mata selected me for this purpose. So when I would go to a temple, I would just be looking at the pujari. I'll say, what is this? He's making money. He's just stealing. I mean, it's the usual average thinking of what is really happening. A person, there are only two types of people. One who goes gaga about a temple, or the other one can immediately spot out all the things which are going wrong in a temple. So the one who go gaga, I never could understand why or how, what is that to go gaga about in a temple. That was what I was. And then after doing this pranic, a few courses, even then, for quite a number of years, I had no experience, or I couldn't find any difference. But then, after doing Vipassana course, that's why now I understand that my involvement into a different person has been made possible by Vipassana. I did one course in Vipassana. There, somehow, you just stumble on the fourth floor, on the fourth day. You just stumble into the whole this thing of experience of bhanga. I'm sure many of you who have done Vipassana know what I'm talking about, bhanga. You just stumble upon it. I mean, it's not something that you do. It just happens, isn't it? Bhanga. That bhanga experience which I got in Vipassana, which does not stay for a long time if you do not practice. And after doing Vipassana, I could not practice the anapana, etc., whatever. So, but later on, when I came back to a little bit of pranic energy sessions, now and then, Guruji's lectures, Dr. Nagendra, I am actually talking of pranic energization technique of Dr. Nagendra, a very, very reputed yoga master, yoga, everything. For me, is Guru. So it is his technique that I learned. And that's what I am teaching and practicing. I'm going to teach all of you. Pranic energization technique. This is totally different from Master Chua Koksui's pranic healing technique. So by mistake, if I use the word healing, I don't mean I mean only the pranic energization. When I first undertook this class, the first class, those of you who are totally newcomers, you will understand what I mean. I couldn't make a head or tail out of it. I didn't have any experiences also on the first time. I was just mechanically listening and doing what Guruji said. And then I couldn't really feel anything much because it's very difficult. Later on, Prana Mata gave me many other techniques to make me get into that technique. And Prana Mata, I mean, is the pranic energy. I personify her as a lady. This is my own personification, my own way of looking at it. It's called Prana Shakti. So since I got so many things out of it, it's only a mother who gives. So I call her Prana Mata. Okay. Then as I was attending Guruji's classes occasionally, I couldn't make much sense. So one foreigner came to me. Came to me means she had come to Prashanti Kupiram. Prashanti Kupiram is S. Vyasa nowadays. Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhan Samstha. So at the time it was VK Yogas. So she used to tell me that some of your temples are marvelous. When I go there on a crowded day, I see that I can see the energy of the deity. I used to say, you can see the energy of the deity. Yes, I see. And she used to say, I will keep my hand like this and see what a powerful. And it so happened that few months later or something, this lady was in Delhi and I was also in Delhi at that time. And she took me to Hanuman Mandir there. I think it's in Janpat, very famous Hanuman temple. I have gone there earlier and felt nothing. And she was going gaga over it. She said, see that Hanuman, how much power he's having. And when she did like that, and then when I did like that, some sudden click, I suddenly felt a lot of electricity, it's a very peculiar thing which you will all feel. But it came there for a few seconds only. She said, hold your hands high like this and just receive it and take it like this. That is Prana Mata for me. I don't know who she is. I don't even remember. Young girl, maybe 10 years, 15 years younger than me. She had come there. And she was there, I think, in Prashanti earlier, and we met there somehow. So then, when I kept that, then I understood, oh, I didn't know this sort of an energy existed, but it came and went away. That was my first way of understanding. Then later, I used to go, so when I go to Hanuman Mandir, if I go on a day when there is not much crowd, then I do like that, I will feel there is nothing much. But it could have been my own ignorance or my own lack of training, because I'm talking of nearly 20 years ago when I started this as this thing. I mean, I got this. So then in the meanwhile, a few more sessions of Vipassana, a few more classes with Guruji, Dr. Nagendra, and all over 3 years. They were very rare. Guruji did not always used to conduct classes. Most of the classes were conducted by his students. And naturally, their involvement and their involvement was, for me, it was a miserable, not so very understandable experience for me, because they were all going by the book, what Gurudev had written, what Guruji had written. They were going by the book and they were telling those instructions mechanically. I could later on understand that they were not feeling anything. Because when I used to feel, and I gave a few classes later on to others, they would feel, because I was feeling, they were feeling. So I can understand now in retrospect that those people were not feeling, they were just going by the book, because they were students. And that was for me really a dismal experience. Dismal, I will not say, but then it was, I didn't get it. I didn't understand the technique at all for some number of years. I didn't understand what pranic energization was all about. And this was how it was. But with Vipassana and pranic energization, later on, whenever I used to go to temples and I keep my hand, I used to have times when a certain amount of energy transfer, I would feel that I am really receiving some energies from that deity, and that used to vary with the crowd. This was a revelation which came to me, and now all of you have got the opportunity to test it when you learn. Those of you who have already learned this, and later on, now I can understand so many things. I can sitting at home, I know now that I can invoke the after so many years, 20 years plus. You can invoke, if you want Tirupati Balaji in your house. You have already put him in your puja room, and you want Tirupati Balaji in your house, and so you just have to think about Tirupati Balaji, and he's there. That conviction, which that is really for me, it is what we call it is superstition. It was superstition earlier. When my mother used to say, play to Balaji, play to Venkatachalapati in my house, I will say, what is this? Playing to a photo frame. Who is there in the photo? I used to be like that. Hiranya. I used to say, who is there in the photo? God is there in the photo. Okay, ma, you say so, I will stay. This is how I was. I mean, now I understand what arrogant ignoramus I was, but at that time I was considering myself very, the age of 15, 16, 18, the age when you feel you know everything in the world. And now you are a big cipher and zero. So that's how it was. But so later on, now I can understand. You just think of Vaishno Devi. You want to go to Vaishno Devi, you are not able to go there. You think of Vaishno Devi sitting in front of her. Even you don't have to. You can even sit in front of a computer nowadays. Yeah, I am able to get initiation from so many Swamijis who are just giving lectures. You just sit in front of the computer. You can get the initiation with this pranic energization technique, I feel, and of course Vipassana to open up that Bhanga experience. Of course, other than Vipassana, no other place gives me the Bhanga experience. But yes, certain days after Sudarshan Kriya, you can get it. And definitely after this energization course of ours, this pranic energization which I am teaching, I know many people are going into that state because I have received feedback, audio feedback. People have told me I have changed the way of approach to life. I was earlier a very frustrated when things would not go my way, and now I am able to accept and able to accept it very cheerfully, and then things start moving my way. So that was something which is a feedback from within 70 days of a person who is actively doing this pranic energization with me through the course. She did it a number of days. She used to write her experiences, and every day her experiences were different. And she used to write her difficulties. She used to talk to me occasionally. And then one day she came up with this. She says that you have opened up a totally new vista of living. So that's what we can all expect if you do 70 days. It does not require 70 days, even by 35, 40 days, even by 20 days, it happens. You start getting into the mood. But your commitment, that's what this introductory session is, to help you to know that you can get tangible results in 70 days, and they are all meaningful in our day-to-day existence. They are meaningful because they take away the stress of life. Stress is, after all, we all know, stress is only our reaction to our response. Stress is a response, our reaction to a situation. And the moment your reaction, your response changes, then automatically everything changes for the best. Automatic. And that is where I say the divine is guiding you, is helping you, taking care of you totally. So now what is it you can expect? Those of you who already done the course, go to any temple, go on a day when there is crowd, and go to the same temple on a day when there is no crowd, and then you will see the difference slowly. I mean, all that you have to do is you don't have to take a long, do it for all. It is just, you just have to just wave your hands, and then, oh, great, you will feel that. And on the days when there is no crowd, you will say, oh, now I understand. Now I understand. Yes, today. So that means all our ancestors who had developed all these Amavasya, Paurnami, and all these Tithis, and all these important dates, in astrology, all of them, and they say on this day you should go to the temple. They all make sense. And the such and such a location is very, for example, Tirupati, I mean, all these places, Kalahasti, wherever. All these places, they are all sources of some energy concentration. And, you must have, some of you may have known that the pyramids of Giza in Egypt, that there is, I mean, the pyramid is a marvel. And who has designed it is definitely, it doesn't seem to have been designed by human beings. The human beings who were in existence at that time, Homo sapiens or whoever, it is much, much superior. And now people know that you cannot travel over a pyramid by airplane. All your controls will go haywire. So that is a power of the pyramid. Okay. It harnesses some divine energy, and the divine energy is the cosmic energy. So like that, you will understand that there are energies which are very beneficial, which are very useful to us. And once you start believing in that energy gives you the energy to run your life successfully, fantastically successfully. Start believing in it. And in one of the ways in which you get, let us say, help from the divine is some coincidence, what we call as coincidence. Like you say something and suddenly a bell rings. It can be the bell of a notification bell on your own computer. Nowadays we are working with mobiles, we always get rings. But why that ring should happen at the particular time when you said something, you should understand, yes, the divine is with me. These things came to me as a revelation, as a side information after I started doing these things. Pranic energization. Of course, in my time there were no mobiles, so these things were not there. But now you can understand. Suddenly, you are talking something good, and you get somebody presses the calling bell. That time I used to feel what a disturbance, because the person to whom I am talking is going away. Later on, I came to understand it's not a disturbance. Either it is saying tathastu to whatever you are saying, or it says don't continue with this message right now. It is not needed for that person. I mean, this is a much recent understanding. Much recent understanding. I could understand that when there is an interruption in what you want to do, if it is you feel it is for the good of that other person, but it's an interruption and that person is called away from you, understand that information is not needed for that moment, for that person. You have to keep quiet. It means you don't give up this information now. He is not ready for it, or it's not destined for him. I mean, like there's so many things I get now from this, and everything from this pranic energization. That's what I know. So otherwise, I am a non-believer. Even today, sometimes I feel, when I do some things, I feel that I get results, I feel, ye to ho hi nahi sakta. But now I understand, jo ho nahi sakta means, it's impossible. But the impossible is made possible in your life if you start using this energy. And especially you can easily understand this from when you go to a temple and you see the difference between a day of crowd and a day of no crowd, then your belief in your own powers, that you are really experiencing something, your belief gets strengthened. And for me, I can say now that Pranamata came in the form of that foreigner to tell me, show me the way. I don't know why she did it. Much a young girl. Now I don't even remember who. I really don't know who she is. But I know, yes, it was a young girl, much younger than me, maybe in her 20s, and almost looking like a vagabond sort of. Sorry, using the word Pranamata. She was looking like that, just like that, freaked out. She had come there. So that's so nice. So I see that Pranamata came to my life to guide me, to show me. And that same thing I am now privileged. I am privileged to be able to share that experiences and all those things with all of you, 14 of you who are here. So I thank Pranamata for this privilege. And I'm telling you, if you do this, run on the 70-day journey, those of you who are repeating are doing it because you have seen the benefits and you want to experience more benefits. So thank you for being with me. And definitely later on we will try to have an advanced course if possible. I mean, if possible means I should understand what I should give in the advanced course. I am still not even very familiar with the basics myself. Still a lot to learn. But whatever I am learning, I just pass it on. What I got an experience 3 days ago, I passed it on. Some days ago it happened. I got an experience that a body, when it is not burnt, understand? In Hinduism, we have cremation grounds, but one group of people had not burnt the body. They had a different system of embalming, sort of. That body carried the hurt, carried the that was only doctor. Would you like to say hello to the crowd? No? Sorry. Pranamata, thank you very much. So that body carried the hurt. And it was there available to me for experiencing on the 5th or 4th or 5th or 6th day, whatever day. I just scanned the body, not knowing that the body had already passed away. I got the information that the person had passed away, but I thought it's gone. I will not see anything. And suddenly you get a shock, sort of thing, a mental shock, that the body seems to be alive. And then I understood. I was told later on that the person is put in salt. They have some technique of that. Was put in a salt pit. She was put in a salt pit, and she had a hurt on her left side, and she had hurt her body. All those things I could see, not knowing anything about the person. I see means I could experience. And when I told it to her, she was flabbergasted. I was flabbergasted. So that tells me that our rites and rituals, which I was calling as foolish, I was calling as humble, sort of. So all those things, what an ignoramus I was, and that they all really they have come out, they have evolved due to the experiences of all those sages who wrote them down and prescribed them for the public, and they are all very valid. So all those things I could understand. And now, if somebody has joined recently, I don't know, you have missed a lot. Whoever has joined recently, unless you are Manoj Mittalji. Okay, Manoj Mittalji seems to have joined recently. Maybe somebody else also. Manoj Mittalji, divine blessings to you. Parani Swami, divine blessings to you. And divine blessings to Selvarajanji. So all of you who are here, today is just an introductory session. Now, for those people I have to repeat, please excuse me. When today is an introductory session, you will get the link. Those of you who write to me on my phone number, I will put my phone number. You can write to me on my phone number, and then you can get the link. I will be sharing it wherever you have been coming, I think. Wherever I shared it yesterday, I will share it. Okay, so the mass healing groups, etc. Please, you write to me, and we will be putting the link over there. If you have any experiences, you can also tell me. And all those people of you who have joined second time, now start reliving. Don't think you have learned anything in the first class. Don't think you have learned anything. Come as an empty cup. Come as an empty cup, because that is how I learned. When I learned that not being an empty cup was my great hindrance, and I learned that. I never came as an empty cup. But after going to Vipassana, when I mean empty cup, you always keep on comparing. Did I learn this there? Did I learn this in the previous class? Why he did not tell it in the previous class? So many questions will come. Those of you who are repeating, please, every class is divinely you are divinely orchestrated to help every one of us. No class I have not learned by heart anything. I don't say anything by a little bit of guidance from the PowerPoint you will get on a first few days. But otherwise, it is all as per divine experiences. The divine decides to tell me when and how much and what way I should share. This is my belief, of course. It's up to you. To believe or not to believe is up to you. But it is my belief that when I do not plan my class too much, then the experiences, then my own experiences, my own way of expression, everything changes from day to day. I conducted now 6 classes. I have conducted 2 each in Hindi, English, and Tamil. No class is a repetition except for some of the basics. So many of them are now, that's why I have to now compile and then I have to find out, to write it all together so that we get a compact thing. I will do it by God's grace. But understand, so come as an empty cup. I learned this again from Dr. Nagendra only. He used to speak about Zen master. It's a worthwhile story. I'll tell it my own way. He tells it, he used to tell it in a very different way. I'll tell it in my own way. It's a very worthwhile story because this is what I never could understand first. What is a half cup? So the story goes like this. A person comes to the Zen master's house. Maybe it was Confucius or whoever it is. He comes to a Zen master's house. And then he comes in, knocks the door, and then naturally the servant lets him in. He says, I want to speak to so and so person. The master of the house. Please let me know, or please tell him I have come. Introducing himself. Yes, he was introducing himself. He says, please tell him so and so has come. So the servant goes in and he says, please be seated. And master will come out in some time. Then this fellow is waiting for quite some time. And then the master comes in, and then that is the time, tea time. He offers him a cup of tea. So then before he offers him a cup of tea, of course, there is some chit chat. So this fellow says, I have been with this guru, with that person. Everybody tells me that you are the ultimate. So I have come to learn from you because I have learned from all the other persons. They are all telling me, they have told me that I have to go to you for my total learning. So that's why I have come to you. So the master is just smiling. He just smiles. At that time, the servant comes with that cup of tea. So the master has not spoken a word, except probably asking who you are. Or maybe even that he did not ask. This man is bubbling with so much, of his self-proclaimed, importance, self-importance. So he is telling everything about himself. What a great man I am. Going to this person, that person, I have learned so much. So the master offers him a cup of tea. And then he looks at him. And then he first pours the tea for himself in one cup. And then he goes on looking at him. And then he is just looking at him and going on pouring the tea. Going on pouring the tea. So what will happen? So when you go on pouring something, it will actually spill out. So it is the cup is first filled to the brim, and then it starts coming out, and then the tea settles in the saucer, and then it's coming out, and this man is going on pouring, looking at him. Then that fellow says, Sir, what are you doing? What are you doing? The cup is already full. What are you doing? He just smiles and says, your training is over, you may go. Then this fellow is not understanding anything. He's furious, in fact. The master, he says, what? I came all the way learning, wanting to learn from you, and you are telling me training is over, and you have not even started anything. In the meanwhile, the servant comes and he ushers him out. So this fellow is furious. He goes to everybody, all his teachers who told him to go there. He says, this is how he treats me, and you are telling me. He says, we don't know. If that is how he treated you that way. But we know that he is the best. So for it seems 1 month or so, this person is just furious with the teacher for having, because he has spent a lot of money and time and everything going there. And then saying that, finding that he says, you have learnt everything. But then slowly, when he starts sitting, then one day he decides again to go back to the master. He goes at a time and then just sits. He doesn't knock the door. He just sits in front of the master's gate, just to a side. He sits there, keeps on sitting. Then many people are coming and going. The servants are coming and going. Nobody bothers to ask him anything. Nobody does anything. He's keeping quiet. And after probably same day or next day or whatever, after a long time, one servant comes out and shows him to the way to the drawing room. He quietly goes there and sits, keeps quiet. And then he is brought in front of the master. And then he is again offered a cup of tea. And then the master is going to pour. He says, Master, my cup is empty. That's all I said. So the master pours out, which is going. Your training will start the next day. So now you understand. The empty cup means having the knowledge from other sources. We should, that source can be myself also in my previous class. We should please be a total, the way to experience any great thing, anything in your life, is to accept that all possibilities are in your favor, always, at all times. And all possibilities are orchestrated by the divine. This is this is just a humble revelation. And today's words again, absolutely new for me. Meaning, I don't know, I never knew how this talk was go on, how she had, Pranamata had planned it for today. Because I was a bit, let me tell you, I was a bit upset. I was upset in the sense, only repeaters. And for repeaters, I felt, then I should have taken them to a different level. This is what my feeling. But now Pranamata has told me, don't worry about the repeaters. Don't worry that you are not getting freshers. Go ahead and speak whatever I will tell you to speak. Then she gave me the story right now. I know the story long ago. I have used the story in many functions whenever needed. But this story is actually for me. She says, why do you worry about repeaters? Why do you worry that you have to give them something new? You and they, let them be clean slate. Let them be a clean cup, empty cup. I will fill up whatever is needed. Because everything in this journey is, to me, a revelation. And I would like you to all understand, it's a revelation to all of us. It's a revelation to all of you. It is that. So, this is it. 45 minutes. I have taken your time. Of course, there were some problems. Even now, the technical, some issue, I still am not sure whether I have been able to convey whatever I wanted to convey. But please understand, it is a 70-day journey, a 70+ day journey, starting from 27th Sunday. I hope the day is correct. 27th, I think, is a Sunday. Yes, it's 27th of March. And we'll have 10 sessions. If there is a break anywhere, anytime, by some reason, then that one session will be. So the ending date is not exactly the 10th Sunday. The ending date is whenever 10 classes are over, because I happen to have such a break. And another thing is, those breaks, I understand, are times given to people to practice, because they came at the time when I know that they require more practice, and that was the time I had to break. So this is for you, it is a one continuous journey from day one. So if there is a break in my lecture, due to whatever reason, don't consider that as a break. That is the time for all of you to practice the previous day's sessions, to take your time. That means you are not ready for the next day's lessons. So in this, what are the requirements? There are some basic requirements. One is, of course, please wash your eyes nicely. And I think I have got a video. I will be sharing it later on in the group. So basically, you have to wash your eyes. And for that, I use a technique where you splash water in your eyes. Okay. And when you splash water in your eyes, naturally, it's going to smart, because you have to do it with your eyes open. It's going to smart for newcomers. But I tell you that smarting is very good, because it attracts circulation to your optic nerves and every part of your retina and all that. Not retina, I mean the iris, cornea, all those things. It's very beneficial. It can help you to keep cataract at bay. So how do you splash? You splash water 10 times alternatively. Or you can, alternatively is best. You don't do it only in one eye. So because every time you splash, that eye gets a prick. You splash water, you get a prick, and it should be cold water, as cold as you can bear it. The colder, the better. But okay, I leave it to you, as cold as you can bear it. Okay, cold water you splash. So do it 10 rounds. Then immediately, what we'll have to do, we have a lacrimal duct over here. This is for the newcomers. The old people know it already. So we have a lacrimal duct opening over here, and through that, the tears are constantly going right into our into our esophagus. And there is a system. That is why when you swallow like that, and if you have taken an eye medicine, if you have had an eye drop, sometimes you find a bitter taste here. That bitter taste is, of course, it's the medicine. And that medicine is, how is it coming over here when it is in the eye? Because if you are having this lacrimal duct opening, if it is proper, then it will get down automatically. And for that, the swallowing action is very beneficial. I say the swallowing action is like, vacuum pump sucking. So you do like that, and then what you do is you keep your fingers like this, and then this small sacs over here at the just of the edge of the base of bridge of the nose, over here. Just press it, and if possible, you can even do a sort of a rotating action like that. I have got a video. I will put it across, but it's very simple. So you just have to do like that, and keep pressing like that. So we require to press for at least 30-40 times to feel the difference. Okay, because most of us will have, it will be very dry in the beginning. So when you do like that, and then you have to do a swallowing action like that. You have to swallow. So when you swallow, then you will see that whatever is in the eye will come down, and then you will get it. You will feel you're swallowing something. So that action you do splash. I require 40 because I found 40 is a very good way of getting the thing clean. So 10 you do, then do this action for 10 times you do this. Then again 10 splashing, 10 rounds. So like that you do 40 splashings. Okay, and 40 times you are also doing that. Like that you are swallowing. Okay, so once you do that, your eye will become clean. We will require that. The eye is the most important thing for our pranic energy station, though we are going to do it with eyes closed. Another thing I saw is when you screw up the eyes like that, sometimes, sometimes you feel heaviness. Some people write to me, I feel heaviness in my eyes. So then for getting rid of that heaviness in the eye, which even happens because sitting for a long time in computer, mobile, etc. So you do just like that, and you do, and then swallow. Like that, swallow. Squeeze your eyes, just squeeze your eyes like that, and then swallow. So this is very useful. This can be done during the practice also, because sometimes you get pranic energy blockages over here, and then you start feeling heavy during the exercise. So this exercise has got no particular posture. Sit in a comfortable posture. And another thing is, I tell you, you can move whenever you are needing. Suppose you feel uncomfortable, you feel some pain in the back. While you are closing your eyes and doing my exercise, you can do that. And you can do that, all those things. You can rub your back, whatever you want to do. Because what you are doing there is not, you are now working with your inner space. And the inner space is not based on your day-to-day inputs. Understand? So inner space is something different. Anybody can be in their inner space doing anything with their hands and anything with their bodies. This is what I learned again. I learned this. Earlier I was thinking I have to be very stiff and all. I mean, I used to be like that, or ramrod straight and all. I found that it's not needed at all. That again Pranamata taught me. So whatever she taught me, I have been sharing through my courses. So now I am just another one. We have 7 minutes. I'm going to end this class at 8 o'clock. You don't require anything more. So first that. Then you have an exercise. Another exercise video will be coming. You have an exercise which I recommend you to do both before the practice and every day. It is an exercise basically for, it's a multi-purpose. It's a pain releasing exercise. Okay. A pain in any part of the body can be released by that simple exercise. There are many other techniques, of course, but I found this very effective. And this is again from Prem Babu. So Prem Babu gave me the revelation that this exercise can do wonders. I mean, he started the process, and then I started working on it. And then I got a lot of benefit, and I got a lot of online feedback also. So from various groups, when I conduct one session, I tell people start doing, who is having pain, and then somebody will write out after 5 minutes. They'll say, yes, my pain, I had neck pain, it went. I had leg pain, it was reduced. So like that, it works on the whole body. Very simple exercise. So that exercise you do, because I want that the entire neck. There are some more exercises for the neck, simple exercises. All those I have I have got it on the videos, made small videos. They will all be shared. Please do those exercises, newcomers, oldcomers, everybody. You do those exercises at any time of the day. You can do it in any sequence you want. Okay. So our purpose is, my eyes should be relaxed, our neck muscles should be relaxed, body should be relaxed. And then I use a cloth. For some people said we don't require close our eyes. But I found when I close my eyes and do this entire technique is very beneficial. So all of you can have a cloth if you like. A cloth, it can be a kerchief, whatever. I of course made it in a nice fashion, but you can all make it any way you want. So you require that. You require to keep these places. This thing, and you can also have a back rest. You can rest on your back while you're doing. You don't have to be absolutely stiff. You can rest. You can have a back rest like that. You can have like that. You can have whatever is needed. Please go ahead and keep your posture very relaxed. And there is no. There are a few places where I use the only mudra I use is this chin mudra. Chin mudra, present release. This will be using later on after the 4th, 5th week or so. So at that time you will know how to use that chin mudra. Right? Okay. So anybody wants to convey anything? Of course, my very, very humble, grateful these things to Prem Babu. Gratitude overwhelming gratitude to Prem Babu and Elkaji for motivating many people to join this course, as well as using this technique very actively in all their yoga classes, yoga sessions and Saturday classes, and thereby making so many people aware of this excellent technique. And then really, some of you will be feeling, even I was feeling, Prem Babu is already doing all these things in the classes, whatever I am teaching. He has already, he's doing it, using it in those classes. Everybody is already seeing the benefit. So what is the need for this course? The need for this course is when you want to harness pranic energy properly for getting rid of your own pains, for clearing your body of pranic blocks, then the correct technique will help you to get correct results. Otherwise, you will be just, by doing this, all of us will feel whatever you all feel, whatever we all feel. But to know how to use, you have a very wonderful tool, a laser tool, laser cutter. I should know how to use it. Otherwise, the laser is of no use to me. So this training course, I think I should presume that it will be helping everybody to understand how to use that laser, the laser beam, to help your own body to heal. Later on, we'll see how we can heal others also. But I understand healing others is not so easy. Healing oneself, I can help you, guide you. And in addition, of course, by coming in contact with me, you have a source, an alternative, this thing called neurotherapy, where I help people with online consultations to get physical ailment treated. So that also you can have a consultation. Okay, thank you very much. If anybody wants to say anything, Manoj Babu, anybody wants to say something.
Acharya, I have one query. Now the time is at morning session it is. So we should attend it with empty stomach, or we should have something?
Yeah. No. You should have something. There is no need, absolutely, because this is not a yoga exercise. In the sense, you don't require an empty stomach, but it should not be so heavy that you will fall asleep. So you should attend it with habits. And also, I advise people. In fact, my tea has come just now. I advise people to have at half an hour time. This again, I got revelation again. So around half an hour, you please tell somebody to give some warm drink for you. It can be tea, it can be hot water, it can be, so many pragya, pay, whatever. So many things are there. And so you should have something. Very important. You should have a glass, at least a glass of warm water by your side. Because we are working with pranic energy. And we all know that our body is like nature, like the Prithvi, 66% water. And 66% water we require. We need that water to help to move the prana. So anytime during this thing with your eyes closed, you can drink your water, sip your water, you can shake your body, do whatever you want to feel yourself comfortable. Okay, and whenever you have any difficulties, please do write to me. Please call me up in case I don't answer the chat in time. Please call me up after 24 hours and then get your doubts clear. And invariably, you find a doubt cleared for one person, 3 more people will say thank you, because they also had the same problem, but they did not express themselves. So you are doing a great service by clearing by asking your doubts.
Another is my personal question. Nowadays, I am feeling from lower back pain. I am doing.
I will talk about it separately. You can call me up. Today I am having this thing up to 5 o'clock. So call me up after 7 o'clock. I will definitely help you.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, Prem Babu, summing up.
Yeah, I think, thank you very much, Acharya ji. It was very, I think everybody was glued to listening to you. Not a single person, left. In fact, a few people have joined later on also. So it was very interesting and very, I would say, very insightful in terms of the communication. And I'm sure that everybody is really seeing the pranic energy. And my own experience is very similar. because until and unless you have your cup empty, no knowledge can, come in. And all of us, unfortunately, because of our little bit of background of science, we tend to question irrelevant questions also. Whereas, I always say that look at our Vedic knowledge by this assumption that the knowledge is correct, and then look for the explanation, then find the explanation yourself. So people, when I talk about the Patanjali Yoga Sutra also, people ask me, oh, what is it? I said, I start with this assumption that what Patanjali has written is correct. So if I find some disconnect, that means gap is in my understanding. So I think that applies to all our knowledge of Vedas. And everything is coming from the knowledge of Vedas, and pranic energy is definitely a very live technique. I also went to Svyasa. I also learned that, from again, but that point of time, again, you don't believe whatever is happening. But then again, when you do something, some experience starts, and then the only thing is it is an experiential technique. More you do it, more natural it will become for you. So then, as Acharya says, and I 100% believe, he doesn't have to do anything like this. He can, at the will, he can activate the pranic energy. And which is a reality in the sense that the pranic energy, without pranic energy, we will not be living. The very fact that we are living, it means we have a lot of pranic energy circulating around, in us. And the only thing is that we don't have the experience, or we don't have the ability to feel it. And what Acharya is saying, he is in a position, or the technique will tell you how to channel it for the specific purpose also. So that is where the pain relieving and all those things will happen, like a cakewalk. And as he very rightly said, that you can even help the others also. But I think the first, let us help ourselves first. Self-help is the best help. Even in the aeroplane, they say, put the mask on yourself first, and then you take care of the others. First, we become, happy and pain-free ourselves. Once we become that, then I'm sure you automatically will have the feeling to help others. So and also, as Acharya is saying, is there is a possibility that you may also reveal something from your experience. And maybe all of us will learn something new from your experience as well. So that way, I think it will be collective learning, collective contribution. And I think roughly 18 people are in the call, 50% are repeated, 50% are new. So more and more new people will join, because we still have 2 weeks gap. Many people will join. And if you have anybody in your vicinity or whom you think this knowledge is relevant. So for example, one of the person, Manoj Mittal, I felt immediately when I was listening that I must ask him to join. And he joined immediately also. So that is very good. So wherever you feel, unfortunately now there are so many Manoj in our group. We have to call them so many Manoj. So that's all I have to say. It's a wonderful technique. And Acharya ji is so humble. I think I have not found, he is very humble. His cup is always empty. He just believes that his cup is always empty.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. So with this, I again send divine blessings, Prana Mata's blessings to each and every one person. Divine blessings to Nilima Kulkarni and family. Of course, Apurva is my darling of my heart. So divine blessings to her, your daughter, Apurva, and to your younger daughter also.
Acharya ji, Amruta also. My another daughter.
Yeah, her name I forgot, but I said your second daughter also. Yeah. Divine blessings to all of you. Okay, divine blessings to Prem Babu, Alkaji and family. Divine blessings to A. Muttaya and family. Divine blessings to Chandrakant Solankiji and family. Divine blessings to D.K. Pawagi and family. Divine blessings to Kuldeep Agarwalji and family. I bow down to your expert knowledge. You are my senior. Okay, divine blessings to Madhvi and family. Divine blessings to Mahendra Sadasivam and family. Divine blessings to Manoj Agrawal and family. Divine blessings to Manoj Mittal and family. Divine blessings to P.K. Padmanabhan and family. Divine blessings to Palanisamy I and family. Divine blessings to Poonam Bhosle and family. Divine blessings to Ravindra Bharat and family. Divine blessings to Shanti Ravindra and family. And divine blessings to Snehalji and family. And divine blessings to Vanya and family. In case I have pronounced somebody wrongly, please excuse me. Okay, and may each and every cell of our bodies be always full of health, full of happiness, full of harmony, full of peace, full of prosperity, and full of success. May each and every cell of our bodies be full of health, happiness, harmony, peace, prosperity, and success. Thank you very much. And once again, I bow down to Prana Mata for using me as a tool for spreading the knowledge about pranic energy and pranic energization technique to the people. Thank you very much. Thanks. So if nobody seems to have any questions, I am now shutting out here. Thank you very much.